I am Game Guy. It's time for more Let's Play Kirby Triple Deluxe. I guess we gotta go and make some more attempts at the True Arena. I may have died a few times. I don't know. So yeah, obviously this is post-commentary, and here's my winning run at approximately 2 times speed, in case you wanted to know. I had a little bit of practice, obviously, because of doing the LPIA run and everything, but, this True Arena's not too bad. It may just be that fire is a pretty simple ability to, like, use, but, hey, you know, it's what I decided to use. I'm still not completely sure what made me choose fire for this, but, you know, I think it worked out pretty well. Fire's pretty good at, dealing damage in almost everywhere. So, you know, it's kind of a good pick. It also kind of tears through enemies having, like, raised defense during, like, phase transitions. Because I think you do, like, minimum 1 damage, but since it does constant damage, it's kind of a nice little thing. Anyway, kind of like what I did with the Robobot True Arena. I mean, again, I'd talk about strategies on the bosses, but for a lot of them, it's just like, yo, breathe fire all the time. Well, not all the time. You gotta remember you got that invincible dash. Like, abilities with invincible dashes are probably your best bet for the True Arena in general. Because, you know, that's just, you have a lot of options as far as maneuverability and staying safe. Anyway, Pyribbit's fun. He's not, actually. He's just this guy that hangs out in the background a whole lot. I sure have never complained about that before. Anyway, I guess, something I should discuss. There is various lore in regards to this game that I suppose I could bring up. So I guess it's, implied that Tyranza and Queen Sectonia were pretty good buddies before, the discovery of a specific mirror kinda corrupted Queen Sectonia, and, you know, she wasn't really herself. And, eventually, not really friends with Tyranza anymore. There's a better way to describe that, I suppose, but I'm brain farting on the whole thing, I guess. I mean, there's really not that much to it, actually. It's kind of a sad story for Tyranza, because obviously he's got to more or less kill his friend. I mean, he's not the one doing it, Kirby is, but, I mean, he helped, right? It's just, I don't know, it's one of those things. Tyranza's a tragic character. This is a story of tragedy, but in a different way than some other games is similar nature. You know, it's one of those things. I don't know if it's ever really explained where she got the mirror from. I'm not totally clear on that particular aspect, considering I actually forget Amazing Mirror. Was the mirror destroyed at the end of the game? I don't think it was. I mean, obviously, DDD just kind of smacked it with a hammer in this game, but I mean, it's already been stated officially that True Arena and such is already questionably canon anyway, so it's one of those things that exists. Anyway, this is the mini-boss rush. Mini-bosses are weird. Honestly, I still will always complain about their corpses being able to harm you. It doesn't make much sense, but it is what it is. Yeah, like, you can kind of tell I'm more familiar with their attack patterns in a lot of these fights, because I'm not getting hit as much, which is really nice. You know, having more health for the later phases. I will say, like, for this True Arena in particular, you want to see if you can't get to, like, the final 4 without using any of the food. If you do that, you're generally in pretty good shape, I'd think. It's one of those things. You know, I should point out, I've been comparing this game to Robobot quite a lot, and while I do really like this game, I feel like something Robobot excels at is, like, the post-game content. like, DD Tour was alright. Because, like, I mean, it's just your standard race mode, like, with the shortcuts and everything. And I think the problem I have with it is, like, DDD is not really built for speed. Meta Knight moved faster by default and has an ability to go even faster. So, like, it felt much more like a speedrun mode when it was in his hands. DDD just feels like you're a bigger hitbox permanently with the hammer ability. And that's it. Although I don't know if DDD's hitbox is really that much bigger, because he's kind of smaller than usual in this game, which is weird, admittedly, but it's fine. They had to make it work somehow so you could fit through 1 block wide gaps and the like. But, you know. And then there's the True Arena in this game, which, you might have noticed I've already replaced basically all the music in the background here. Because I know in True Arena for the Robobots, I just reused the True Arena music because it was rad. In this game, it's just your standard True Arena music all the way through, and I mean, that theme is alright, but it's not that great. I don't know, it doesn't invoke that same feeling Robobot gives me. And I mean, I guess it's fair because it's pretty standard. Well, standard's not the right word, I guess. It's the theme they used in all of the True Arenas prior, I think. I'm actually not totally clear on Return to Dreamland because I don't think I've ever played that True Arena, actually. But that's a story for another day. I think the other big problem, as evident here in Krakow's fight, and some later fights, is the bottomless pits. I am very much not a fan of having this boss rush mode where you can just die instantly, or in this case, lose your ability instantly. It's silly, and I don't like it. There's one thing I will give Star Allies, is they made it so you can't lose your ability, you're just stuck with one ability the whole time. I kind of like that, because then you don't have to worry about, like, freaking losing it ever. Because, I mean, you'll just take damage, and you won't lose that ability star. I don't think that, in and of itself, is a problem. The problem is always just, you can permanently lose it. So, you know. Thankfully, modern Kirby is nice enough to give you abilities that you can find in certain battles. Like, when Queen Sectonia here summons, like, the little knight dudes, you can eat them for various abilities. For instance. Or like Krakow, when he pops out a Waddle-Doo, you can get Beam if you want. Even though Beam isn't explicitly that great of an ability. Admittedly, I've never really tried using Beam in, like, a True Arena-like setting. And by the way, you kind of want to make it so that she kills all of her friends there, because they kind of get in the way. It's rude. It's very rude. Also, kind of unrelated, I have never been able to find, like, a version of this song without Queen Sectonia laughing in the background. Because, like, for some reason in the sound test, it's there. It's weird, and I don't really know why it's that way, but it is. It's a strange thing. But, regardless, this is the part where I've more or less run out of things to say, and am just kind of rambling a little bit. Queen Sectonia is not too bad, you just gotta be aware of what she does, because she's gonna be trying to trick you with all of her teleporting shenanigans. Honestly, the last 3 are kind of where things get a little bit hairy. Because DDD, Shadow Guy, it's pretty rough, gotta say. At least not the first phase. In this one, like, in these last few fights, using the Fire Breath is almost not something you want to do a lot, because the enemies can just punish you pretty badly if you can't move out of the way quick enough, so, like, you end up using the dash a lot. Like, there are a few points when you can get away with breathing fire on someone, but it's not very frequent. Like, during this part, you can't really do a whole lot, because he's just in a constant state of dealing damage to you all around you. And also his, like, little dash dive attack is really quick. This attack is pretty dangerous, because the hitboxes of these things are pretty big. Like, anytime you see, like, a little shockwave, that's actually, like, a damage area where you can get hurt, so don't touch it. It's a bad time. It's a bad time for Kirby's everywhere when they're trying to hurt the shadow of their friend? I don't know. I think Kirby considers DDD a friend. It's questionable whether DDD thinks the same. Probably. Anyway, that's a dead DDD. I mean, he's not the real DDD. He's a fake. But, you know. Dark Meta Knight can be kind of scary because he just blocks, like, half of your moves. Like, not all of them. It seems like if you can catch him while he's in the middle of an attack, he will not block it. Or if you make him block and then attack afterwards, he seems to not block it then. There is kind of a method to it, but it's not super 100% like a guarantee, I feel. This fight, a lot of the times, is just figuring out where it's safe to stand in a lot of cases. I tried to do a dash there, but it didn't work. This happens on occasion with the fire ability where I want to do a dash, but then Kirby just doesn't, and it's a sad day. Because obviously, doing a dash allows me to go fast and be invincible. Also, I'm kind of surprised I got the big fire on him that first time. Not the second time. Didn't quite get it fast enough, but you know what? It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Yeah, actually, the weird thing about Dark Meta Knight is I feel like his second phase is a whole lot easier than the first, only because he's, like, far more predictable. Also, I fell for that trap every single time, where he does the sword thingies in the middle, and you don't want to stand underneath him because it's dangerous. Don't do it. It's a bad time, but for some reason I fell for it every time. Kirby's just taking a quick break. I don't actually remember why I was sitting here. I recorded this a while ago, but it's fine. Anyway, onward to the last fight. Let's go! Queen Sectonia ain't messing around no more. Now she's got a soul. Yeah, watch out for lasers. They hurt. They're pretty bad. So this phase, I got problems with this phase, because unlike Krako's pretty predictable when you're in the background part. Like, you can fairly easily deal enough damage to get past that fight without risking losing your ability. In this fight, everything except the first phase has a bottomless pit somewhere, so good luck keeping your ability here. Like, I'm aware, I've mentioned before, don't get hit. That's the obvious solution, but, like, that's not always going to be the easiest thing in the world. You know, it's just... I mean, keep in mind, at least as far as this recording goes, this was attempt, like, number 4? Or 5? I don't know. As you can see, I lost my ability. It's pretty great. It so ends the fire run. The hitbox and that laser is a little bit misleading. So, you know, that's always cool. Thankfully, this boss gives more than enough little stars for you to spit out, so it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It certainly could be worse. This ain't no umbrella boss from Kirby's Dream Land 3. I will never not stop bringing that up, because that is just kind of an atrocity. But, you know. Yeah, the thing with being abilityless Kirby is you gotta be way more careful than anything else. You don't have any sort of invincible dash to save you. Like, you can guard, but you're not gonna be able to guard everything. In fact, you can't really guard most things. Like, I sincerely doubt you can guard that laser or anything. Anyway, doing that little punch the front of the screen attack over here. Alright. Shooting out missiles. You can't just let me kill you, can you? You gotta be all super rude. This is the part where I took advantage of the fact that I can get abilities, and we're back on the fire run again. I'm pretty sure the little green projectiles give spark. Probably. Anyway, we're done with ×2 speed, so, you know, because I didn't show this fight in full. It's very important that I show this fight in full. Also, the pause screen. Man, she can't remember her true form. A voice was calling out to her, but it's silent. She needs her eternal beauty sleep. That means death. Anyway, I still have my Maxim tomato. Figured I'd briefly show that for a sec, because, you know, obviously I am dying. As I've said before, you have increased defense when you're low on health, so try to make the most of that. She does have a few combo attacks, so you want to kind of be careful of that. Also, she's going to try to fake you out here by doing that twice. As far as I can tell with this attack, you're totally safe as long as you hang out in a corner. I can't seem to find an occasion when any of these droplets hit a corner. So, I guess just that. Queen Sectonia, Soul of Sectonia, really likes to do that teleport thing all over the place and waste a whole lot of time. These wiggly vines are kind of scary, and I do not like them. They will hurt you and not have any remorse. It's a sad day. I got scared, so I used my tomato. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you gotta make sure your dash is on point too, because obviously you can get stopped in the thorns, and it's a bad day. Thorns are bad, all right? Just gotta be careful around thorns. Every time she does this warping thing, if she's not summoning enemies, she will always do it 5 times. This is a thing I have noticed. Also, she has lasers. I'm pretty sure I died by this point in the previous run video thing, so a lot of this is new to this video, at least. You just gotta watch out for where those lasers are. It's a very important thing. 2, 3, 4, 5. Cutter scythe thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cutter scythe thing. It's very methodical, and she will do it every time. Except this last one, she will come by and teleport 1, 2, 3 times, then double scythe. She's very tricksy. That's also a part when she's vulnerable for a second, so breathing fire is nice. I kind of missed, unfortunately. If she spits these out at an angle, you do want to be in the corner in the direction she shot them at, because it does seem like it'll hit that corner on the other side. So you gotta pay attention to, you know, which direction she shoots those in. Obviously. Anyway, oh yeah, this part's kind of rude, because now she's doing the whole cutter thing, except there's the enemies around. That little gold guy, well, he's not little, he's the big one. Like, he's got a lot of health. There's really almost no point in trying to fight him unless you can get, like, a really big hit off on him, because it's just not worth it, man. He takes too much damage. You'll probably get hit by him. One thing that's nice about this fight, at least, she does not have a whole lot of defense, so your attacks will kind of do a lot of damage if you can get them off. Fire isn't the most damage-dealing of abilities, but, I mean, it's kind of a damage over time thing. Anyway, Soul of Sectonia is gonna go over here and steal some moves from Dracia's soul. So, you know, this part's a little visually confusing because she's not actually hitting the stage until she slows down, which I didn't quite realize until I had gotten hit, so, you know, that's always fun. Anyway, I'll counter your fireball with my own fireball. How about that? You got nothing on me, Sectonia. Nothing. Did I even hit her at all on this? I keep dashing too early, I think. It's fine. This fight, like, a lot of what I said about the true arena still is kind of a thing. There's just a lot of bosses in this game that require you to just wait a whole lot. Like, this fight in particular is, like, a whole lot of waiting. I'm not really a fan. It's just kind of a thing. Like, she's really flashy and such, but I feel like at a certain point, she should speed up. You know, like, this thing, cut it down to, like, 3. And then maybe 2. Or something. Like, I don't know. It seems excessive at this point, especially now that I'm sitting here trying to commentate over it. Also, she tricks you up here a little bit by doing that warp around thing 5 times instead of 3. Because, you know, you gotta add more flashiness to the thing instead of less. I don't know. I feel like this is where this game kind of falls flat for me. It's just, in general, the post-game stuff. Like, it's just kind of there. It's good. I don't like it as much as I'd like to, I guess. It's fine. It's fine. We're almost done. Everything will be good soon, I promise. All I gotta do is beat up a bunch of thorns. Eventually, you can probably damage them while they're just hanging out before they shoot out, but I didn't. I was playing it a bit safe here, obviously, but it's probably gonna be it for the post commentary. So let's beat up this insect. She dead. I done did it. I beat the true arena with something other than stone. It finally happened. I can't believe it. That only took me like 2 hours-ish, so I mean, I'm not too unhappy about that. A singular flower petal. I just wish that boss wasn't, like, more waiting than Pyribbit. Yo, I did it! I won! I have a trophy that's bigger than me. Yo, I got Freeze Kirby. I totally did. Look at all these keychains that I don't really care about, truth be told. I mean, like, they're all new keychains, apparently, but hey. I don't know if True Arena just has, only giving you, like, new keychains abilities? I don't know. You don't really get a whole lot. It's just faster to grind for them, but, you know, whatever. Anyway, that was the True Arena. And, unfortunately, like I mentioned before, keychains count for 100%, so, let's go, take care of that real quick.